welcome back to my channel. My name is Cameron. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had so many requests for a green eye look, I couldn't not do it, and I'm so glad I did because I might even make it a constant eye look for me. It's so beautiful. So if you want to know how to do this eye look right here, keep watching, and if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. I make new videos kind of every Thursday when I can. Other than that, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please do let me know. I have my Snapchat and my Facebook in the link below. That's all I have. I don't have Twitter or Instagram. But without further ado, here's the video. Alright, so I went ahead and primed my face with the Smashbox primer. And I hydrated my lips with the Burt's Bees, and I'm all ready to start. I think I'm going to go ahead and do my brows first. I've been dying to show you that I got a brand new brow product. It is the Anastasia Blonde Dip Brow Pomade. It is so much better. The L'Oreal is a nice dupe, but if you really want precision, you want to get them. I already have this brow done, and I was noticing this dip brow is a lot creamier than the L'Oreal. The L'Oreal dries out real fast, even if you have it covered. So it's really hard to get your brow on, and when I got this new brow kit, I was doing them really hard because I didn't realize how much effort it took to do brows before I got it. Very much different than the other ones I've done. Alright, so I'm going to finish this one. All done with the brows. I'm going to go ahead and move on to face products. I'm going to start with my foundation, of course. I already have the primer on. So you want to go in with a wet sponge and start applying. I usually go from the jaw up. You really want that matte finish for a doll-like feature, which is why I like to choose the sponge over any kind of brush. You can layer your foundation as you're applying to get the more coverage. But depending on your foundation, it may look cakey or not, and your skin complexion. So make sure that if you're going to put multiple layers on, it's the right foundation for you. Now I do take the foundation to my hairline. Some people don't, and I mean, you put your foundation everywhere else, ears, neck, so why wouldn't you put it all the way up to the hairline to just finish the real smooth over look. Now, of course, you want to be very careful around the eyebrows you just did. I'm going to go ahead and take that Dream Wander powder and apply it all over my face with my big fluffy brush. Now, you may not necessarily have a huge fluffy brush like this. However, another really good powder brush is the e.l.f. It's flat, so it can really get into those creases and can really set the powder into your skin, so I use this one as well. Now for the Tarte Shape Tape. This is my favorite concealer. It really gets in all the little nooks and crannies. So a beauty blender that is wet will work, but if you try to actually move the foundation instead of blotting it to the actual creases, it might create a real big line and you might have to start over. So that is kind of a downfall with the Shape Tape, but other than that, as long as you go around it, it's amazing. Now for the Shape Tape foundation hole problem, I I do have very strong views on it. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm pretty much going to say what Jeffree Star said: if you don't have enough colors, don't put out your product. I don't think it was fair to anybody with different colored skin, and by different color, I mean a lot of colors. And that's all I really have to say about it. Don't launch a product if it's not ready. I love Tarte and their products, but it's just something that I can't stand behind. Now I shall be going in with the e.l.f. translucent powder. I got a lot of questions on where exactly I conceal. I conceal my chin, my nose, my forehead just a little bit because I like to brighten up that area, my under eyes, and sometimes my cupid bow. I don't think everybody should do it there. I think if you want a certain part of your face lightened for more attention to that part, then put it where you think is necessary or where you think you need it, if you need it. I'm going to bake my under eye the most because I am like really the crease there. I do have a lot of laugh lines. Alright, now that I have the under eye setting, it's the right time to do the eyes. I like to do my eyes when my under eye is baking so that if any fallout from the eyes comes along, I can just wipe it away with the bake. Now I know people who put foundation on their eyelids. I do that sometimes, but not really on purpose. Foundation in your eyelids creates more oil, and it makes your eyeshadow less likely to stay where it is. That's why I suggest this eye primer potion by Urban Decay. Not sponsored. None of this is sponsored. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with my base color, which is going to be Snowball from Kylie's Naughty collection of eyeshadows. I do suggest a base color because it really makes the other colors pop against that either white or pinkish base. Alright, now I know it looks a little bit crazy now, but I like to bring it up all the way to my brow bone for the full effect. Now, since I really don't have a lot of transitioning green colors, I'm going to go in with Merry Mint with just a touch of emerald and put that into my crease. Now, a very important part is blending. I know I mentioned that earlier or in the last video, but if you don't blend, then your eye look is not going to be the way you want. Unless you're wanting crazy, then don't blend. Right now, I'm just going to go in with emerald. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Beauty Blender. I didn't do anything else. I'm going to take the Beauty Blender back into mint green and just go over to soften that green I put into my crease. I'm also going to go in a little bit with emerald, just very lightly to blend it up into that base shape. To just make it a little bit smoother, as well as under. To smooth those lines out. And I want to clean off the brush a little bit and just clean off the so that's the main base of the green eye. I'm going to go ahead and do this eye just like I did this one off camera, so we'll be right back. Alright, now that my other eye is done, I'm going to go ahead and go in with a smudger brush with the same Naughty palette, and I'm going to go into Kohl. because the emerald and mint color are very light, I do want to darken it up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with both eyes. Now you do want to tuck it into the inner crease of your eye. So you want to get it really good tucked in so they don't notice the whole color as much as the green and how it's deepened. Now you do want to take the same smudger brush and blend it as much as possible into that green. So with this look, I did want to do a cut crease. So you're going to want to take a small point brush. This is the e.l.f. small precision brush. And you're going to take that Shape Tape. And you're going to very carefully sculpt out the inner eye where you put little shadow on it. Now, even if you don't get it perfect, it's okay. You can always try again. Just do your best to make it very smooth. So I took the blender brush and I patted in that Shape Tape. And don't worry, we're going to blend that corner right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other part of the Shape Tape eye off camera. Right, so they're not the most perfect cut creases in the world, but they are okay. I'm going to go ahead and go back in with this smudge brush just to give the little parts on the little shadow on the end a chance. Alright, so now that that green is more out there, we're going to go ahead and put Kylie away and pull out the Moon Dust palette. I've been using it as a mirror, but now we're actually going to get to use the colors. They are all glitter. That's the theme of the palette. It's just glitter. We're going to go ahead and use the colors Galaxy and Light Year. Light Year is the green one, and the Galaxy is the more bluish one. They're very, very pretty. So we're going to go ahead and take this packer brush and start with Galaxy. Now, since it's the darker one, we're going to put it more towards the end. And you want to blend it up, but you don't want to put it more than half past the inner eye. So that's just it by itself. And I'm going to go ahead and do that to the other eye real quick. I went ahead and blended it out ever so slightly, and I realized that the color was fading. So I'm going to go ahead and go on to Light Year, but I'm going to use my Urban Decay All-Nighter Spray to give it that pop and pull. We're going to go ahead and blend that green into the Galaxy color, which we're also going to spruce up a little bit more. Now, I don't want to fully put the green in the inner corner, but I do want to end it. I don't want to put it more in the corner, but end it there. Now I'm just going to do that to the other eye and maybe top it off a couple more times. Okay, so I put 2 layers of green on with the setting spray and 2 layers of the Galaxy, or Light Year and the Galaxy. I'm going to go ahead and do the sparkly colors on the under eye as well. So I'm going to take a little bit of Galaxy in the corner, right here, and then drag Light Year all the way up. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to this side. Alright, so now that that's done, I do like to take a beauty blender, the top edge, and clean up that corner along with the under eye, just to make it look very sharp. Now, although I'd love to be done, we're not done with our face. We do have contour and highlight to do, and bronzer, of course. So I'm going to take my Contour Anastasia Medium to Tan Kit, along with my e.l.f. contouring brush, which is flat, and define my cheekbones. I made a real thick line right here that I can't seem to get rid of. I know I'm not blending yet, but it's never good to see a contour line. Now that you are done sculpting your face, you can either use a small blending brush or a big powder brush. If you don't have a big powder brush, this is one to use. It's a lot thinner and thicker on just one spot, so you can really blend out those edges. Now, if there are still lines like there is here, don't stress about it, because I'm not only using my brush, I'm also going to be using a beauty blender, which I'll go ahead and show you now, to soften those hard edges. I'm just gonna beat your face a little bit. So I do like to sculpt it with a beauty blender. This one, however, is very dark. Alright, now that we are all blended, which is awesome, we're gonna go ahead and go in with my new Tarte Clay Blush. It's in the color Captivating. It's brand new, and it really does stay for 12 hours. So we're gonna take my brush. I personally love blush. I think it gives you a very nice, girly, flushed aspect of this look. You already have the very dark eyes, so this is just to top off the feminine aspect of the look. However, if you don't want blush, you don't have to use it. That's the great thing about makeup. Now, you don't want to put it too high up. You don't want the blush on your apples or at the top of your apples, because you don't want it to take over the highlight. You want it right above your contour jawline and right below your cheekbones. And you really do want to make sure that's fully blended. So you don't have just bright pink cheeks. And now I think it's time for one of my favorite parts, the bronzer. This makes you real tan, as you saw in my last video. I do like to put a lot of bronzer on my neck to match, all the contour and the blush I just did. Now we're going to set it all with the all-nighter setting spray. Alright, now one of my favorite parts, actually my favorite part, is the highlight. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Heaven Hues Kitten Highlighter from Celia. It is that putty. Just a swirl of the finger comes off like that. And with setting spray on my cheeks, it will stick very well. I do like to bring it all the way up to the side. Of course, you want to highlight a little bit on the forehead if you want to. And then down the nose, I do like to take my finger and do the tip of my nose. Just ever so lightly. Alright, now this isn't enough highlight for me. I'm going to go ahead and pat down the highlight that I want, not too bright. But my cheeks aren't bright enough for me, believe it or not. I do like a very blinding highlight. So like I said, I'm going to go in with this on the brush. So that it sticks better to the cheeks. Now, if you're thinking that we have enough highlighter, you're wrong. I don't think you can ever have enough highlighter. I mean, some people might disagree, because they say I look like a satellite dish, but bitch, you'll see me from space. So, I don't see the problem with looking like one. So I am going to take that small smudge brush we were using earlier and weten that as well. I do like to take my highlighter in the center of my eye, or the corner, the inner corner of my eye. To really give that eye look that last pop it's needing. I also like to put it on my arch, the arch of my brow. Alright, now although it seems like I have enough, I don't. I'm going to go ahead and use the Kylie Santorini loose highlight, and I do like to take a I guess I can take that same highlighting brush. I don't have any clean smaller ones, and I just like to put just a little bit on, because a little goes a long way. So as you can see, this is it without it, this is it with it. They're both very beautiful. I want to keep that matte. Got a little loose powder on it. They're both very nice, but if you like more highlighter, I do suggest a topper for your highlight. And I do really like to put the topper in my inner corner as well, because it just lights it up that much more. Alright, now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and use my new gifted Tarte Amazonian Clay Smart Mascara, and I'm going to apply that. Alright, so I'm fully done with the mascara, but I was thinking we needed a little something more than mascara. So, although I just came back, I'm going to be right back with a full set of lashes on, and to pick out the color for my lipstick. So that's just about it. My eyes are done, my eyelashes are on, so is my highlight. There's only one more step, and that would be lipstick. It was really fun doing this look. This is actually my first take on it. I've never done green before, so everything you saw was just on hand. I hope you enjoyed it, but let me go ahead and get into the lipstick before I try to do an outro or anything. I'm going to go ahead and take Kylie Jenner's 20. I like this, this lip kit of hers, because it has a liner with it. The lip kits you get from her birthday and her bundles, only one usually has a lip liner with it, so that's what I picked. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my lip liner. Alright, and that's the lipstick. I have noticed with Kylie lipstick, it's good to just put one layer on, like when it's wet, and then try your best not to have to touch it up later, because it kind of clumps up if you do reapply it. But other than that, that would be it. This is my green eye makeup tutorial. For a closer look, here you go. I had a lot of fun doing this. It took a while, but I'm really glad I did, because now that it's done, I realized that I might want to start doing it a little bit more, because green looks really good with blue. Alright, I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Subscribe if you haven't already, leave a like or comment below, hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll be back next time with something else as crazy as I am.